China today is super busy and modern. The cities are bustling with life, and everywhere you look there's a sense of rapid progress and development. The streets are filled with people rushing to their destinations, and the skyline is dotted with towering skyscrapers that seem to touch the clouds. Big buildings touch the sky, and technology is everywhere. From the latest smartphones to advanced public transportation systems, technology has become an integral part of daily life. The cities are a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of modernization. But under all of this new stuff, there's a whisper of the past. Hidden among the modern structures are remnants of traditional Chinese architecture standing as silent witnesses to a bygone era. These old buildings and narrow alleys tell stories of a time when life was simpler and traditions were deeply rooted in everyday existence. It's a whisper of old customs, of being polite, of a time when respect was really important. These traditions were not just rituals, they were the fabric that held society together. Respect for elders, family values, and community bonds were the cornerstones of Chinese culture. These old ways haven't disappeared completely, but they're not as strong as they used to be. In the midst of rapid urbanization and technological advancement, these traditions struggle to find their place. Yet they persist, woven into the daily lives of those who remember and cherish them.
My grandma, born a long time ago when the Qing dynasty was ending, was like a person from that older time. She embodied the values and customs of her generation, living a life that was deeply connected to the traditions of the past. Everything she did, from how she held her chopsticks to how she nodded hello, showed a deep respect for tradition. Her actions were a reflection of a culture that valued politeness, respect, and harmony. These small gestures were imbued with meaning and significance. She was always polite and dignified, following rules that had been passed down for many years. Her life was a testament to the enduring power of tradition, even in the face of change. She taught us the importance of maintaining these customs, not just for ourselves, but for future generations.
Now China is changing so fast, especially in the big cities. The pace of life is accelerating, and with it, the way people interact and live is evolving. The old ways are being overshadowed by the demands of modern life, and the echoes of tradition are fading. It's hard to remember the old polite ways when everyone is so busy. The hustle and bustle of city life leave little room for the slower, more deliberate practices of the past. People are constantly on the move, and the fast-paced environment makes it challenging to hold on to traditional customs. Older people are sad to see these customs disappear, but younger people who grew up with the internet and new technology think they're old-fashioned. China is definitely changing. The generational divide is becoming more pronounced, with the younger generation embracing new ways of living and the older generation holding on to the past. To understand these changes, we need to go back in time and see where these traditions came from and what changed them. By looking at the past, we can gain insight into the cultural shifts that have shaped modern China. This journey through history will help us appreciate the rich tapestry of traditions that have influenced the present and will continue to shape the future. For a super long time, Confucianism was the heart of Chinese society. It wasn't just a set of beliefs, but a comprehensive way of life that influenced every aspect of daily living. From the way people interacted with each other to the structure of the government, Confucian principles were deeply embedded in the fabric of Chinese culture. It was like a guide for how to live. Confucianism provided a moral framework that emphasized virtues such as kindness, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and faithfulness. These virtues were not just abstract concepts, but practical guidelines that shaped behavior and social interactions. Confucius, a very wise teacher, said that everyone getting along was important and that following rules and being polite was the way to do it. He believed that social harmony could be achieved through proper conduct and respect for others. His teachings emphasized the importance of relationships and the roles individuals played within their families and communities. These ideas were passed down through families for generations. Parents taught their children the principles of Confucianism, ensuring that these values were preserved and continued to guide behavior. This transmission of knowledge helped maintain social order and stability.
A big part of Confucianism is Li, which means doing things the right way. Li encompasses rituals, manners, and proper behavior. It is about maintaining harmony and showing respect in all interactions. Whether it was a formal ceremony or a casual conversation, Li dictated the appropriate conduct. Li is about everything from how you talk to older people to what clothes you wear for different events. It covered a wide range of activities, including greetings, dress codes, and even the way one should walk and sit. By adhering to these practices, individuals demonstrated their respect for tradition and their commitment to social harmony. These weren't just rules for fun, they were important for keeping things peaceful and respectful in families and communities. The observance of Li helped prevent conflicts and misunderstandings, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. It was a way to ensure that everyone knew their place and responsibilities within the social hierarchy. Another important idea was respecting your parents and elders. This concept, known as filial piety, was central to Confucian thought. It emphasized the duty of children to honor and care for their parents and elders, reflecting a deep sense of gratitude and loyalty. Kids were supposed to take care of their parents when they got old, to make their family proud. This responsibility extended beyond mere physical care. It included emotional support and upholding the family's honor. By fulfilling these duties, individuals contributed to the well-being and continuity of their family lineage. This focus on family was important for everyone, not just your close family. The principles of Confucianism extended to the broader community, promoting a sense of collective responsibility and mutual support. Families were seen as the building blocks of society, and their stability was crucial for the overall harmony of the community.
Confucianism was like a moral compass, showing people how to be good and how to work together. It provided ethical guidelines that helped individuals navigate the complexities of life. By following these principles, people could cultivate personal virtues and contribute to the common good. It was because of these traditions and respect that Chinese etiquette became so important. The emphasis on proper conduct and respect for others shaped the social norms and customs that defined Chinese culture. These practices were not just about maintaining appearances, they were deeply rooted in the values of respect, harmony, and community. Big changes started happening in China in the 1800s. This was a time when the country, which had long been isolated and self-sufficient, began to face unprecedented challenges and influences from the outside world. The traditional ways of life, which had been stable for centuries, were suddenly under threat. Things that used to be very stable started to fall apart because of other countries, especially countries from the West. Western nations, driven by their own economic and political interests, began to exert pressure on China, leading to a series of conflicts and treaties that would forever alter the course of Chinese history. The Opium Wars, when the British won against China, showed that the Qing dynasty was weak and opened the door for more influence from the West. These wars were not just about trade, they were a stark demonstration of the military and technological superiority of the Western powers, and they exposed the vulnerabilities of the Qing government. New ideas, technology, and ways of thinking from the West started to mix with Chinese society, and that made some people question the old ways. Western missionaries brought new religious beliefs, while Chinese students who studied abroad returned with fresh perspectives on governance, science, and culture. Factories equipped with Western machinery began to appear, symbolizing the dawn of industrialization in China. When the Qing dynasty ended in 1911 and the Republic of China began, things changed even faster. The fall of the Qing marked the end of over 2,000 years of imperial rule and the beginning of a new era. The Republic of China aimed to modernize the country and adopt many Western practices, but this transition was anything but smooth. People didn't know whether to follow the old ways or try the new ways. This period was marked by intense debates and conflicts between traditionalists who wanted to preserve China's ancient customs and values, and reformists who believed that embracing Western ideas was the key to national strength and progress. People started questioning who was in charge, and the old customs weren't as important anymore. The authority of the old ruling classes was challenged, and new social and political movements emerged. The clash between tradition and modernity was evident in everyday life, from the clothes people wore to the way they conducted business and interacted with each other. Even Confucianism, which was once super important, was now being debated. Confucianism had been the cornerstone of Chinese society for centuries, guiding personal behavior, social relationships, and governance. But now its relevance was being questioned as people looked for new philosophies and ideologies to guide them in a rapidly changing world. All this change affected how people behaved. Social norms and customs that had been followed for generations were now in flux. Public behavior, family structures, and even gender roles were being redefined as people navigated the complexities of a society in transition. The very formal ways of the past started to become more relaxed because of ideas from the West about individual freedom and democracy. Western concepts of personal liberty, equality, and democratic governance began to take root, challenging the hierarchical and collectivist traditions that had long dominated Chinese society. Things in China would never be the same again. The collision of worlds, the blending of old and new, East and West, set China on a path of profound transformation. The legacy of this period is still felt today, as China continues to evolve and redefine its place in the world.